Okay, you guys, what is up? What is up? King Lightning gonna do Yu Hakusho versus Kenshin. Now, of course, you guys should already know this is gonna be a monthly thing that a couple of us decided to do. First of all, subscribe to the Cloud Village. That's number uno. Click on the link below. No, actually no. Yeah, click somewhere. It'll be on the video somewhere. It'll take you right to the Cloud Village main page. Also, click somewhere in the video for the first great debate we had between Him Reborn and Fairy Tail. Now, this debate is going to be between two series that have defined the shonen genre, and these are Rurouni Kenshin and Yu Hakusho. Now, these are two very, very, very good series, mind you, very good. Okay, but for me personally, one is superior to the other, and that one is Yu Hakusho. Okay, because for me, that's my shit. That is my shit. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, yes, shaved, look nice and good. How to get rid of all that man hair. I mean, I was scratching my beard like there was bugs inside of it. Like, I had to shave, had to look nice and crisp. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna hop right in, and I'm gonna state the reasons as to why I feel that Yu Hakusho, in my personal opinion, is a superior series. So yeah, let's hop right in. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, cause I'm gonna go in. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go in. I may offend some people with Kenshin because I mean, hey, look, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna say what I want to say because I can. So the first thing is that world building. The world building in Yu Hakusho is superior to Kenshin by leaps and bounds. By leaps and bounds. Why? Because Kenshin is basically limited to the world of the Meiji. Around the Tokugawa Syndicate, right after that, between the Revolution and the Meiji era, it's limited to that worldly view, that worldly aspect. Now, the most I've ever seen a series do with that time frame in Japan is Gintama, where they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna chuck in aliens," and that even then, that's pushing it. It's pushing it. However, I must say that even though Rurouni Kenshin is a fictional story, the world building, the world building and the mythology is pretty good, but Yu Hakusho is better. Why? It has 3 worlds. 3 worlds. 3 heads are better than 1. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, okay? You have the spirit world, we have the human world, and we have the demon world. Both were highlighted. The spirit world wasn't highlighted that, that often because we have Kawinma and his I'm gonna call his castle, and then we have the living quarters of the Saint Beast. So I mean, like, the spirit world itself could have been. I mean, we do know that spirit world does branch off into separate sections like heaven, and there's limbo and etc. But then, of course, there's the regular human world, which is like a modern day town, cities, cars, etc. And then there's Demon World, which was highlighted very well during the saga of the 3 kingdoms. Even before that, during the end of the Bible, of the, what's it called? The oh my God, wow, I'm forgetting Chapter Black. Yeah. So yeah, at the end, so even Demon World was highlighted well during the end of the Chapter Black saga. Okay. And also, because there's different types of creatures, such as demons, there's humans with special abilities, whereas opposed to Kenshin, where it's mainly just samurai. So I mean, automatically the world building skills of Togashi Yoshihiro surpassed. I believe his name is Watsumi something. I'm not too sure. The maker of Rurouni Kenshin, I forgot his name. Watsumi something, I'm not too sure. But anyway, that being said, world building, Hakusho, way above Kenshin. It's come on now. 3 worlds, man. Where did Kubo get his shit from? Hakusho. Bam, boom, easy. All right. The next thing I want to get into, because I mean, not too much, but the next thing I want to say is that, okay, when it comes to the main characters, Yusuke and Kenshin. Kenshin is a very good main character. He's very well developed. Throughout the entire series, his main thing is the struggle between his past and his current morals and his current mindset and current goals. Because Kenshin, what happens is that he's basically a samurai that lived in the Bokotsu or the Bokutsu, I forgot what it was. The revolution after the revolution after the Tokugawa Syndicate. Bokatsu, yeah, I forgot what it was called. But apparently he lives in this era and he's a manslayer. And his job is basically assassinate people, kill, you know, basically do the dirty work, you know, like not be a figurehead, but be a killer on the side, an assassin. And then he comes to, because his goal was to unite the nation, you know, through means of his Hiten Mitsurugi style, and also through means of force. However, he realizes because at the time he's only 14 years old, he starts to realize that his way of doing things isn't that well. You know, he starts to realize that things aren't going according to plan. And then finally, after the revolution, after everything is all said and done, he gives up his duty as a manslayer, and then he becomes a wanderer. He spends his entire season, and this is the entire series. The entire series is him struggling between his manslayer side and his current side, because Kenshin has two personalities, right? He has his regular, you know, like Baroni side, his regular, you know, Kenshin side, which is, you know, he's fun, he's a loving person, he wants to protect people, he doesn't kill anyone. But then there's this opposite side. There's the manslayer, there's the Bato side. That my nigga who goes in there, who fucks shit up, who kills people, he Hiten Mitsurugi style, that's my dude, okay? And the entire series is him trying to struggle between his morals and his past. Like what is like what he's doing currently right now, protecting people. Is it the right choice, you know? Because what happens throughout the series is that his friends, his loved ones, they get kidnapped, they get hurt, and, you know, he has to, you know, cope with, you know, am I doing the right thing? Then there's Yusuke Urameshi, where, well, actually, no. Let me continue on. Let me continue on with Kenshin. Now, Kenshin, even though his backstory is, you know, pretty damn good, even though his development is actually very good, there is one thing that irked me really bad throughout the entire series of Kenshin, and that one thing is that he never actually kills anyone during his Rurouni state, or no one actually dies because of him while he is trying to incorporate his new morals into his life. That being said, the reason why it irks me is because I've seen the exact same foundation concept in another character, in another series, and people actually die because of his morals. He actually, and you know, I'm gonna say it, right? Vash the Stampede. Vash the Stampede, even though this is Hakusho versus Kenshin, I feel like bringing Trigun in. Vash the Stampede was a character who had the same foundational concept where he didn't want to go hurting anyone. He wanted to go and protect people from injury, from death, and etc. The difference between Kenshin and Vash is that Kenshin goes throughout the entire series with a form of success, whereas at the end of the series, his morals are proven right, as in the sense of it was the right decision in order to protect those that you love. It was the right decision in order to become a wanderer and throw away your manslayer side. Whereas Vash the Stampede, what happens is that throughout the entire series of Trigun, he suffered, people die because he refuses to kill the bad guy. People die because he refuses, because he goes around trying to protect everywhere. People die because of his morals, and it warps his world. And because I've seen that happen in another character, I felt that Kenshin should have had the same experience. In my opinion, I'm not saying that Kenshin is a bad developed character, but what I am saying is that it could have been better. It could have been better. Picture this, Kenshin actually, he goes, like, for example, like Kenshin, like Karu, yes, when Anishi, who was the final villain of the series, alright, Anishi being Kenshin's brother-in-law. When Anishi kidnapped Karu, okay, what happened was that Gen, one of Anishi's henchmen, created an elaborate doll of Karu, and then used that doll in order to psychologically warp Kenshin's world by portraying Karu's death through that doll. Now, what if Karu actually died? That would have warped Kenshin's fucking world. He would have questioned his morals for the rest of his life. That would have been something so significant, something so monumental, but it didn't happen. Kenshin spends the entire series going through the motions and finally reaching this success story where his morals were right and he has a kid and etc. You know, he marries Karu and etc. But what if Sanosuke died? What if Sanosuke died because he didn't kill the villain? That would have been very good. Never happened. Never happened. So, I mean, again, I'm not saying that Kenshin is a badly developed character, but in my opinion, it could have been better because I've seen the same character, in my opinion, be developed even better in another series. Now, how does this involve? How does this incorporate Yusuke Urameshi? Well, Yusuke Urameshi, and I'm gonna say 75% of their development together between Yusuke and Kenshin, 75% of their development is on the same level until the end of each series. Now what happens is that at the end of Yu Hakusho, something monumental happens, which puts Yusuke a step above Kenshin in my personal opinion. And this special something is the atavism of the Mozoku. And I don't know why no one has mentioned this yet. I've seen a lot of videos about this debate so far, and no one has mentioned this, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is a foundational moment in the character Yusuke Urameshi. This is what puts him above Kenshin, in my opinion. Yusuke Urameshi has spent his entire so-called, he spent his entire spirit detective career believing that he is always the good guy. And and his job is to protect his friends and protect the resident of the and protect the residents of the living world from harm. That being said, what happens at the end of Chapter Black is so monumental because Yusuke Urameshi goes through this transformation exactly the same as Toguro, a former villain of the series. Yusuke becomes the villain. For a momentarily, he becomes not an actual full-blown villain because he didn't choose to become the Mozoku. However, he is portrayed in this villainous sense, especially after Chapter Black, when things start happening. Like for example, Yusuke accepts the reality that demons have to eat and humans are considered food, and he accepts that. He's okay with that. This is the same person who, since the beginning of the series, was guarded with the task of protecting humans. The same person who was all about protecting his friends. And mind you, because Kenshin and Yusuke kind of have the same development in the sense of the reason why I'm doing this is for my friends. Like Kenshin was all about living for his friends. Yusuke was the same thing, living for his friends, living to protect those around him. Again, Kenshin's the same thing. But with Yusuke Urameshi, what happens is that when he becomes the Mozoku, events start taking place. He becomes the Mozoku, and then he doesn't beat Sensui. Ryzen takes over his body and then beats Sensui. And this is when all of a sudden Yusuke starts doing things not for those around him, but for himself. This is when he's like, no, you know what? I've done all this shit for you guys. Fuck that. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. For me, not for you guys, for me. This is key. This is so key. Because Yusuke is going through this change, not just here, but physically. And also ethically, because things are just happening, his whole entire world is changing. Even the love of his life, Keiko. He sacrifices years with her in order to complete his own desires. That's development. That is development at its finest. When you have a character who spends so much time in the series believing one way, all of a sudden something happens unintentionally. where it just warps his complete persona. I mean, even though he's still, you know what I mean, like it wasn't like he was like completely warped, but something inside him changed. Whereas Kenshin is all about, you know, like this struggle story. Yusuke accepts the reality. He embraces the demon. He becomes just like Togoro in the sense. That is good shit. This is what puts Yusuke Urameshi above Kenshin. The atavism of the Mozoku. The fact that Yusuke is willing to take the heir of one of the 3 demon kings. That is very good. Because here's the thing. Kenshin, Himura Batosai, okay? Kenshin, for him, he has to, you know, manage just the ones he loves and a few town members. But Yusuke, once he accepts the role as one of the 3 demon lords, he has to hold the fate of not only his entire clan syndicate, but those of all demon world in the palms of his hand. That is good shit. That is damn good shit. And that's why I believe Yusuke, in my opinion, is a better main character than Kenshin. Not saying that Kenshin's a bad main character, but because I've seen somewhat of the same character be portrayed a little bit better in another series, and because of the atavism of the Mozoku, because Yusuke Urameshi went through this huge transition, and he didn't struggle with it, he accepted it. He accepted it and embraced it, just like a previous villain in the series. That's good shit. That's good shit. Now, I'm not gonna get to the side characters because the side characters, in my opinion, are evened out. Even though, you know, like for example, like in my opinion, Karu's development is just her relationship between Kenshin. And Yahiko's development is so-so. You know, like it's good, but it's not that good. It's okay. Not mediocre, but it's good. Not great, but good. Sanosuke's development is pretty good. But then when you take away the 4 main characters of Kenshin and then take the 4 main characters of Hakusho, what happens is that there's this sense of equality between the 3 demons, okay? Yusuke, Hiei, and Kurama. And then Kuwabara realizing the fact that he himself is not a demon, goes off on his own journey, not to be physically powerful, not to dominate anything, but to become a well-educated individual. A man who was a bum, a man who was a delinquent, who had some sense of honor and code, is switching to an educated and actually shifting gears while his friends. Because remember, Kuwabara was all about being the man. Being a man, doing what you had to do, and, you know, protecting those around you. But he throws this away in a sense and becomes and decides to focus on his own studies. That's good shit. So I would say between the main characters and the groups, I would say that Kuwabara, Hiei, especially Hiei, because Hiei has good development. When it comes to the saga of the 3 kings, what he goes through is very deep. The fact that even though he had to have his Jagan eye implanted by the Dark Doctor, but the Dark Doctor said that no, you can't. You have to make me meet this promise. If I give you this eye, you can't go and actually admit to Yukina that you are her actual brother. That is good development for Hiei. Kuwabara has great development. Kurama has great development. So in my opinion, the main character groups between the 4 Yusuke, Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama, in my opinion, they are more and well developed than Kenshin, Sanosuke, because Kenshin and Sanosuke are very well developed, very well. But Yahiko and Karu, yeah, no. I mean, they're okay. Karu is just, you know, I love Kenshin and etc. You know, and Yahiko's development is okay. You know, not great, good, okay-ish. Okay. Now, when it comes to the side characters in Kenshin are beast. They're beast. Hajime Saito, I'm saying right now, Aoshi Shinomori is a great side character, but Hajime no Saito is, yo, that's my dude. Saito is my dude. The Gatotsu, that's my dude. Hajime Saito is my dude. When it comes to the side characters, because the side characters in Kenshin, I would consider Genkai, Koenma, Botan, not the 4 main group, you know, like people aside from that 4 main group, you know, like Keiko, yeah, I mean, she's a main character, yeah, she is. Kuwabara's sister, side character, yeah, side character. But you know, like, they're pretty well developed too, but the side characters in Kenshin are also very well developed. It's not even funny. Hajime Saito. Oh, this guy's development. Yo, oh man, he was so good. But I was, yo. You know, I'm going to fights right now, right? Fights, Kenshin fights are damn good. Okay? Look, but honestly, I'll be honest, the Hakusho fights are better. They are better, alright? In my personal opinion, they're better because they're on a bigger scale. And also, they were unique in the sense of they actually involved other concepts that, you know, like, for example, like, most of the fights in Kenshin are just samurai fights, you know? And then there's Sanosuke with the punching in the fist. But in Hakusho, there's a variety. There's the spirit fights with the spirit, you know, spirit energy, etc. Especially Kurama, who added this unique tactical sense in fights with the plants and the plotting and etc. You know, the sinning tree, come on, yo. The sinning tree, yo. The fights are not only are the fights on a much broader scale, but they're also very diverse, you know. And also, I gotta say, I mean, look, there's one thing that made me really upset in one of the fights in Kenshin. We have a fight between Hajime no Saito and Himura Kenshin. And this fight was fucking epic. It was insanely fucking epic. And the entire time, Haru is crying like a little bitch in the corner. And they keep on fucking showing her. I'm like, no, just go. Oh, come on. I'm just sitting here like fucking Psycho's going fucking like Gatotsu, fucking Kenshin's like, yeah. And then, you know, she's like fucking, I'm like, fucking smack a hoe. Get her out of here, man. You're ruining the fucking fight. Oh man, I was so sad. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, fuck me, man. Oh my god, I was so mad. Cause this fight between these two individuals was so epic. And she was systematically destroying this fight. So I got very upset. I mean, I was livid. I was livid. I really was, man. I was, fuck, man. But come on, the fight, Sensui versus Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara, great fight. Sensui versus Yusuke, great fight. Toguro and Yusuke, amazing fight. Yomi versus Yusuke, amazing fight. Kuwabara versus the Elder Toguro, good fight. Hiei versus Bui, holy shit. Holy shit. Hiei versus Bui, oh my god, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, Hiei versus fucking Bui. That was so good. So good. So good. I mean, look, honestly, again, in my personal opinion, if the fights in Kenshin don't involve Kenshin, Saito, Sanosuke, and Aoshi, fuck him. Fuck the fights. Yahiko's fights, whatever. Karu's fights, again, I don't like Karu. I don't like her. I'll be honest, like, she's, like, I don't like her. I don't like her. I do not like Karu at all. Like, she's on my list of most hated anime women. I don't like her at all. I don't. She killed the Saito fight. Oh. Alright. But that's it. Oh, no. One more thing. All right, the fights, again, fights are good. Okay. Next thing is going to be the villains, all right? The villains in each series, they have good villains, all right? But the villainy and the villains in Hakusho, again, are superior. They are superior in leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. Why? I'll explain to you why, okay? And again, I'm not saying that Kenshin has bad villains, but let's go through the list of villains in Kenshin. Let's go through the list, all right? We have Jinhei. Jinhei, who was an okay villain, not great, like whatever. Like, yeah, like really, whatever. Whatever. Then we have Aoshi and Saito are not villains, they're antagonists. Because later on in the series, they join Himura Kenshin and they assist him in combat and battle and etc. Aoshi's more of a villain because Aoshi fought Kenshin twice, but still, at the end of the day, he helped him, he assisted him, whatever. Then we have Raijuda. Sucks. I mean, he's bad. He's bad simply because he just couldn't compete at all. He was all talk, man. He was all fucking mouth. That's all Raijuda. I mean, look, honestly, the air shockwaves, they were cool at first, and then it got stale, it got shitty. No, Raijuda, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He started off cool. No. Alright. After Raijuda is, in my opinion, the best villain in the series, Makoto Shishio. Makoto Shishio is a damn good villain. Why? Because unlike Jinhei, who was a villain that is somewhat related to, the past of Kenshin, Makoto Shishio is also related to the past with Kenshin. However, he has goals that supersede Kenshin himself. Makoto Shishio wanted to take control of Japan, and he was very close in doing so. Not like Raijuda, who just walked in there like, yeah, this is my land. Like, no, that's fucking stupid. That's just fucking stupid. Oh, that was so stupid. He walks in there like, yeah, this is my land. Like, oh, like you're booty, dude. But Makoto Shishio had an elaborate ploy, had an elaborate plan, had damn good followers, and had a system, worked his way from the bottom. His backstory was amazing. And then he worked his way from the bottom and systematically rose to the top, using techniques, gathering followers, and his unbelievable charisma. He had it on lock. And also, he was a villain who was very adept at fighting. He made Kenshin run for his money. Like, seriously. He was good. He was damn good. Very good. So, in my opinion, he was the best villain. Because not only for those reasons, but for the main reason of he had goals that superseded Kenshin himself. And then we have Inishi, who was a good villain, but his whole entire foundation was, I want to kill Kenshin, I want to take revenge, I want to make Kenshin suffer, by first pretending that Kaoru was dead, and then, later, like the fight between Kenshin and Inishi was like, it was a good fight because Inishi did beat Kenshin the first time. However, what happened? Oh yeah, I'm gonna find him the second time, and then I'm gonna have images of my sister from Kaoru's perspective, and then like I'm gonna pause frame, and then Kenshin's gonna take the opportunity and beat me. I was like, what the fuck was that? So no. I wasn't digging that. But honest to God, Makoto Shishio is your best fucking villain. He's an amazing villain. He wasn't tied down to Kenshin because he said so himself. He said, Kenshin, you are just some amusement for me before I take control of this nation. He was a damn good villain. But he's the one and only true villain of the series because he's not tied down with the Kenshin weight. Like, yeah, he's like, you know what, Kenshin, I'm gonna play with you on the side, but honestly, I want to say fuck you and run shit with the nation for the strong. The strongest survive, the weak die. Pure Darwinism. That was him in a nutshell. Very good shit. Very good shit. Mad respect for Makoto Shishio. However, when you take a look at the fucking Yusuke Urameshi, when you take a look at Hakusho, it's not even a contest. With the exception of Makoto Shishio. Look. Toguro, Sensui, Yomi. Come on. Toguro and Sensui. Oh, these freaks. Toguro and Sensui. These are amazing villains. Probably some of the best villains in shonen history. Why? Because they are villains that set the foundation of villainy. Especially my nigga Toguro. I already did a video on this before, explaining why I feel that Toguro supersedes Sensui. But Sensui set the bar. I mean, he was at the bar for character complexity. I mean, Jesus. 7 personalities? Oh. 7. Not 2, 7. Granted, we didn't see all the 7 personalities. We only saw like what? Like 3 or 4? But still, we get the gist, alright? Very well developed villains that had goals that superseded the main character. Like, what the fuck? Like that's automatically better. So, and then I mean, in my opinion, there are 4 main villains. I mean, there is Suzuka. Oh, is it Suzuka? Yeah, I think. Well, no. It's not, oh my god, the 4 Saint Beast guy. I forgot his name. Shit. Yeah, maybe this is Suzuka. Yeah. Suzuka, Toguro, Sensui, and fucking Yomi. All right, great villains in my opinion that supersede the one true villain you have in Kenshin. One true villain. Yu Hakusho has at least 2 true villains, possible 3rd amazing villain, and then a pretty damn good villain, which is Suzuka, the 4 Saint Beasts. You know, so I mean that's the way I see it, all right. And then the last thing I want to get into is that ultimately speaking, the shows are great, but Yu Hakusho is a show that can tend towards a larger audience, all right. Kenshin is a show that is very complex when it comes to character personality, ethical personality. Character complexity and ethical complexity. All right. Kenshin is a series that is very heavy on those things. Ethical complexity, yeah. I meant complexity. All right. So go back to the other, like the complexity. All right. But it's very heavy on that stuff. And the problem is that when you're younger, because like when I first watched Kenshin, I was maybe like 14 or 13. I didn't understand half the shit. I'll be honest. I didn't understand half of the shit that was going on. I was like, oh, like this is a good show. The fights are cool, but like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't understand a lot of the stuff that was actually happening. Shit, I'm plugging. Yeah, all right. I didn't understand a lot of the shit that was going down. However, Yu Hakusho is more of a simple, even though it has its complex underlining themes. The show is overall more enjoyable for a wider audience. It has complexity for the more mature audience. At the same time, it has simplicity for the more younger audience. It balances out. It has a wider audience range. At least it comes off that way. I mean, Kenshin is 27 years old. Oh no, 26 or 27 years old when the series starts. Yusuke is 14 or 15. And then at the end of the series is like 18 or 19. So, I mean, ultimately speaking, it's not a big deal, but I'm just saying that Hakusho does have the wider audience. It does appeal to more people. All right. So that being said, that's my video. I did rant for a pretty damn good long time. Not saying that Kenshin's a bad series. It's an amazing series. I love it. But Hakusho, and in all honesty, Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time because it's the one that got me into other anime. So of course I am going to be a little bit biased, but this is all my opinion. Check out my other, check out again, subscribe to the Ka Village. Yeah, that's it, that's it. So we'll be doing this. I think the next one is going to be Samurai Champloo versus Cowboy Bebop. So, being tuned for that shit. So I'll see you guys later. King Lightning, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm signing off. And suddenly my intuition and my wisdom grows.